4-year-old Furkan Sankapan can finally smile. Turkish doctors said they'd have to amputate his crushed legs. American doctors say they can save them.
We are very extremely optimistic that we are going to be able to save both of his legs.
Like many in Turkey, Furkan was sleeping when the earthquake hit. The building collapsed. Furkan's mother saved his life by throwing herself on him. She and her unborn baby were killed. The father, in the same bed, survived with a broken leg.
It has affected me very much that my wife has died in front of my eyes and my son suffered for hours under her lying there, and I was not able to do anything.
As soon as Furkan's relatives heard about the quake, before they knew anyone was injured, they started the paperwork to bring relatives to America.
I was there when he was born and held him in my arms. We've already lost a sister-in-law, a sister, a daughter, a mother. And I wasn't going to lose my nephew.
As his aunt, Lisa was granted temporary guardianship of Furkan, and now all his medical expenses are covered under her Kaiser Permanente insurance. Doctors expect he will walk again, but maybe with a brace on one leg. Watching his son improve makes it easier for Haluk to forget his problems, like how to tell his son his mother is dead.
I tell him once we get better, we'll all go back and see Mommy again.
The Sankapans are here on a one-year visa. Furkan's recovery is expected to take months. He'll probably learn a few English phrases while he's here. His father already knows one, thank you. Susan Reed, CNN, Los Angeles.
Wave by human wave, they struggle out of Kosovo and into Albania, bringing with them details of their daily battle for survival. They took away the men, she says. This group from Suareka came together in a convoy of about 60 tractors, hiding first for a month in the mountains, they said. They shelled people, they shelled villages, they shelled houses, he says. Aid officials say Serb authorities are trying new tactics to remove Kosovar Albanians. Baskim, a professor, was picked up at his home in Prizren Sunday by Serb police and driven straight to the border. Back home, his family began watching Albanian TV, waiting for a message. I informed Kukas TV that I am here, says Baskim, and thankfully they arrived. Reunited now with his family, aid officials say he is typical of a trend where one member of the family is involuntarily deported and the rest of the family follows.
The word then gets back to Prizren that these people are over here, and so the rest of the family picks up their suitcases and come over here. So they're doing the cleansing for the Serbs.
Bashkim's wife Linda was forced to bribe her way to her husband. I gave them a little money and I came here, she says. Just inside Albania, Baskim comforts his 9-year-old son Pajit, telling him now he is safe. He soothes the boy's feet after the long walk to the border. In her broken schoolgirl English, his daughter Razita tries to translate what the others think.
We like the Kosovo to this Europe in the Europe, and in the refugees, and I to the go in Kosovo and to the.
She runs out of words, but the hope is still there.
Please.
And for a few brief moments, the family rests, enjoying the sunshine, before heading off again to an uncertain future. Nick Robertson, CNN, on the Kosovo-Albanian border.
After battling flames all weekend, firefighters are hopeful the end is in sight.
We made significant progress today, Susan, primarily because of some water drops we did with the helicopter.
Winds continue to be the wild card. They're shifting speed and direction, making it harder to put the blaze out for good. In Seminole County, at least 1,200 acres lost. More than 30 structures, half of them homes. Lisa Gett and her fiancé are homeless after fire claimed their 3 trailers and a partially built barn. A pet python was saved, but with no home insurance, they're wiped out.
I mean, I've roamed around all my life. I've never had a place that I wanted to stay, you know, and we were going to build here.
Loaded up some sheets, blankets, a few pieces of clothes for each one of the kids that we could think of.
Grab what you can.
Grabbed what we could and got out.
And then over here, the Lundy family is among the 300 people who've been evacuated. They joined others at a schoolhouse shelter. But good news is ahead. By Monday, it's expected most, if not all, will be able to go home.
Everybody knows everybody. We're kind of like, you know, family.
The fire can't destroy the property, so we will rebuild somehow. But, you know, we made roots here. We're not going to leave.
Be cognizant if you do stay there. Be aware. If you hear us screaming again, it means get out.
To the north in Flagler County, damage assessment teams began escorting residents back in to get a look at their losses. A few hundred acres gone, about 24 homes.
I comprehend that it's gone, but emotionally I'm not sure that I accept it until I see it.
Some good news, a 20-mile stretch of I-95 reopened Sunday after blinding smoke finally cleared. Statewide, 6,500 acres have been scorched. Fire levels are so high, Florida's governor has called in the National Guard to help battle the flames. What's needed most is a good soaking, missing since mid-March. Susan Candiotti, CNN, Seminole County, Florida.
To sum it up, a lot of growth and not a lot of inflation. Employment cost up just 3% on a year-over-year basis. Inflation, as measured by the Gross Domestic Product report, also running at just over 3% on an annualized basis. And the economy is humming, with growth running at just under 5%, the strongest quarterly showing by the economy so far this year.
Workers aren't demanding more, the employers aren't giving people more. It's just an amazing thing, and I think that's going to help the Fed, but this is in-your-face growth.
And there's the rub. The Fed has made it clear that strong economic growth is its target because growth historically leads to inflation. And that leads to a market paradox. The market likes the strong growth, low inflation combination, hence the strong rally. The bond market, though, is a little more cautious, remembering that Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan is concerned about asset inflation, another way of saying stock prices. In other words, the bond market is behaving as though it thinks the Fed might still move to raise interest rates when it meets again in mid-November. Bill Tucker, CNN Financial News, New York.